time we spoke, we were talking about we were previewing the semi-final, the second semi-final of the UCL. It happened on Wednesday, and Solomon was wishing that Bayern got to the final. However, experience outclassed inexperience. Company, this is his second foray in the Champions League with Bayern Munich, and he has been able to get to the semi-final. Luis Enrique has won the Champions League twice with two different teams, and he's about to do it the third time. Finally, we have PSG in the final. PSG facing off against Arsenal on the 30th of May. I will start with Collins, because I know Collins has a whole lot to say. Collins, what do you make of that particular game? Do you think Olise not playing up to standard contributed to Bayern Munich losing? Because if you look at that particular game, the way Olise plays the previous week was not the same way it turned out this last Wednesday.
I saw after the game I saw there was a post flying around that he saw when PSG goalkeeper cleared the ball to a particular side of the pitch. It was looking like he was playing it out of the stadium. I was like, well, how is this guy doing this thing? You see, he did it like 5 times. I was thinking he was doing rubbish, and he has this mumu piece that whenever he does it, he's looking like he doesn't know what he's doing. But after the match, we're not seeing that was the game plan by Luis Enrique. That's part of the pitch. You understand? That's where he is. So whenever they clear the ball, whenever the ball goes out like that, you understand? And they want to throw in, you understand? PSG player will overload that part, you understand? That part of the pitch, giving Olise less option, giving him little or nothing to do with the ball. You understand? Because I was not, because that's all the case every time. Anytime the ball goes out for throwing, they overload that place. They overload. And this is what I'm trying to point out from this is that Luis Enrique is a tactical bastard. He's a tactical mastermind. He's a tactical. The words are not the words I want to use for that are not even they're not even coming. You understand? Bayern Munich did not score one goal. Do you know what happened in the first half? They got the goal in the first half. The second half, this guy sat back. I said, what's going on? This guy, he didn't even say, yeah, they will attack normally because they still go for shot on target in the second half. He sat back, and they were playing like Arsenal. This is to show you that this man, this man can adapt. You understand? This man, this is why he's better. This is why he's the experienced one, and company is the young coach. You understand? Experience will always matter when it comes to stages like this. You understand? Bayern Munich have been scoring goals. That. I was just surprised when I saw 1-0 because I remember at the beginning before they played, I said it's the game that either give you many goals or they can give you a stalemate. You understand? Or they can give you one goal. You understand? And we see that what happened yesterday was just 1-0. And the match ended. Bayern were astonished. And there were also claims where they would have they said they would have had penalty. You understand? I don't think they are valid claims. Maybe the second one was it can be argued, but the first one wasn't the penalty. And I'm excited PSG in the final because that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I needed PSG in the final for obvious reasons. For obvious reasons, and I'm glad PSG are there because Bayern's defense. I don't think Bayern's defense can play Arsenal. You understand? I also think Arsenal's defense can hold Bayern attack because they just consist of former Premier League players. There's Kane, there's Luis Diaz, and there is Olise. All these players, Arsenal backline are familiar with these players. You understand? So they can do them anyhow. You understand? Regardless of the team they are in. But you see that PSG front line, they are breeze. They are, all of them are wind. You understand? They are gods. I don't think Arsenal's backline are not doing anything against that. The way they run, you understand? The way they press, the way they attack. I know someone disagree with me, but don't worry, you see ball makers. Don't worry, you agree with me by force by fire. You The way they play football, it's just amazing. Sometimes I wonder how we were able to beat them 3-0 in the Europe in the cup in the final of the Copa World Cup final against them.
Yeah, they
You
go
understand?
on to
We
lose
beat them
it too.
comfortably,
Yeah,
and
they
that
go
was
on to
Maesca's
lose it too.
that, that was Maesca's masterclass. You
Yeah,
understand?
they
But
go.
without Maesca, and we lost shamefully. You understand? I want to see what Arsenal will do against PSG. I hope we want to see Arsenal will do. You see Dembele. PSG now will carry Dembele and put him inside fridge to final. You will not bring him out again. You will not bring Dembele out again to final. Arsenal don't. I don't
Oh,
think I don't think I don't think Mr. Slow realized the kind of soup Arsenal are in. You understand? You guys can win. You guys may win. You understand? You guys, I think the chance of Arsenal winning the final is 1%. You understand? It's one
wow,
percent
one
because
percent.
clearly
Wow,
you
that's
guys don't
very
have the
low.
experience.
Why?
Clearly, honestly,
I
why?
have said
Because they are
that.
small. They are sore losers when it comes to Champions League final. They are sore losers. That's one. Number two, they don't have the experience. Number three, their Ateta is not a winning coach. You understand? Let's just see. It's not going to be so easy. Luis Enrique is a proven winner. You understand? He's a proven winner of he knows how to win. You understand? He's aiming, he's eyeing to go back to back in the Champions League. So let's see how it goes. I'm just glad it's not Bayern Munich because if it was Bayern Munich, you now have two inexperienced coaches. That's Company and Ateta. But battle of the mids. You understand? I'm just glad it's not Bayern Munich and I'm glad it's PSG. Okay.
I mean, Solomon, I know, you know, Collins had a whole lot to say about Bayern Munich, about the game, and the rest of that. What's your own assessment of that particular game? Because for me, I felt Olise did not turn up in that particular game. If Olise had turned up the way he was supposed to turn up, the game would have gone differently. That's number one. Number two, um, do you think the do you think the way PSG lined up, do you think the way they line up, do you think that is the way they'll probably line up in the final? Because PSG did not, they played some kind of adaptive football in terms of how they were moving, in terms of how they were attacking, in terms of how they were defending. Even in the second half, they were dropping deep, and we didn't see that in the first leg. What do you make of that particular game, Solomon?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mayo. I did say it here last week, even 2 weeks ago, that the team that defends better is the team that will progress. It's too obvious. It's too obvious. I was saying it. I said, if it were a final, would you expect a 5-4 in the finals? Would you expect that they would give you that much intensity and back-to-back goals? No. The intensity, the goals, it cannot be sustained. It can't be sustained. It can't be sustained. And it was obvious, as we have obviously affirmed, that it was a case of experience against inexperience. It was the experience of Luis Enrique that led to PSG eventually qualifying for the finals, because PSG got the needed result in the first leg, right? And all they needed to do was to score the first goal and then defend. In fact, at the end of the match, Marquinhos did say that they were able to prove to people that they can defend. And I said it already. I said it that, this is a case of a team that, or this match, the second leg, was going to be a case of anyone who defends better. Anyone who defended better would win. And that's exactly what happened. In the case of Olise not turning up, first off, I like to think that he himself personally was not 100% in the match. That is not to take anything away from the brilliance of Luis Enrique, right? Luis Enrique did come with a game plan, just as Collins has mentioned, loading his side of the pitch with the balls, ensuring that the players are many on that side. However, there's also something I want you to note, that the moment Nuno Mendes got a yellow card, Olise failed to capitalize on it. And he failed to capitalize on it because of the presence of Fabian Ruiz. You do not see Fabian Ruiz going up front. I don't remember him going up front throughout the match. Maybe he did at some point, but I don't remember him going up front throughout the match. What they did was to contain Olise with the presence of Fabian Ruiz and Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes had a yellow card. Beautiful, that's fine. But then we have a Fabian Ruiz who is fresh, who is defensive minded, and then he came and ensured that that part of the pitch was locked down. Now, this is where me I have issues with personally. When Collins was going to start, he said that that's a tactical masterclass from Luis Enrique. If Mikel Arteta had done that same thing, we will be here talking about boring football. We will be here talking about dark arts. That's what I'm saying. These standards that you people use to define other teams, why don't you use that same standard to define Arsenal? We say all manner of things. Let me tell you something. Arsenal will defeat PSG. It's a matter of fact. And Arsenal will defeat PSG because of the fact that Arsenal is a team that can adapt. Do we think that they want to see? You want see? God! I'm thankful that I'm an Arsenal fan, and I'm thankful that this season is going so well for us. If you want Arsenal to play beautiful football, he's not in doubt. You see, you've seen it over time. If you want us to play Aram football, come on. If you want us to play a combination of beautiful football and Aram football in the same match, he is there. See, let me tell you something. Olise's failure to turn up was part of the reasons why Bayern lost the match. However, I also think that two things affected them. Their inability to shoot and their inability to defend. I cannot for the life of me believe that Upamecano is a defender. I cannot believe that guy is a defender. Look at the first goal. How many name did Kvaratskhelia just go past you like that? He did. I'm not even concerned about the fact that maybe Kvaratskhelia is faster than he is. He did not make any attempt to tackle him. That's the problem. Saliba will never give you that chance. And of course, neither will Gabriel. You can't even do it with Piero and Capi. Let's not even talk about Saliba or Gabriel. You won't even do that with Piero and Capi. And if you think Ben White is going to be an issue, I promise you that it's not going to be an issue. Because Saka will come back to defend. And if Timber is back, obviously you know what is going to happen. Bayern's inability to shoot cost them greatly. Because several times when Musiala should have hit the ball or when Luis Diaz should have hit the ball, they kept passing at the edge of the box. I was literally losing my mind. Shoot the ball, shoot the ball, shoot the ball. They failed to shoot the ball.
Well, that's true. That was very true.
Look at the time they now eventually decided to shoot the ball. I think that was probably Kane's first shot on target in that match.
True.
Probably Kane's first shot on target in that match, and then he ended in a goal. Imagine if they had started shooting the ball from the very beginning. They were trying as much as possible to pass the ball into the box 18 of PSG, and I could not understand why. You have three players who can shoot the ball very well. So why were you not shooting? And again, as I said, Lima was not even the weak line in the defense. I was even thinking that was going to be the defensive, weakness. Upamecano, my God. What was that guy thinking? What was that eye line that they were playing? What was that? Upamecano, they were literally in the same yard with PSG players, defenders. They left their own yard of the field. What manner of eye line is that? As the Flick is learning. What is that? And as I said, Luis Enrique came with a game plan. It was obvious. Score early and defend. And that's what we are calling. That's what we are calling. They are calling on me, obviously. They are calling tactical masterclass.
No, but Solomon, if you look at that game, apart from the fact that yes, they scored and they defended, most of their chances they had it took the intervention of Manuel Neuer for Bayern not to concede. Scarazella had a good chance. A couple of them had about 3-4 chances that Neuer had to save. If those chances had entered, they probably had beaten Bayern maybe 4-1 or 3-0. In as much as they defended, they still had, reasonable shot on target that could have led to goal if Neuer was not on his feet.
Mr. Mayowa, I
Yes.
said it before. Football is a moment thing. Football is a game of moments, right? No matter how well Bayern plays, no matter how well Bayern dominates play, PSG are not a team that will not also get to play at some point. And if you watch PSG very well, they are very, very destructive on the counter. Very, very destructive on the counter. In fact, one of their strengths is the fact that they have players that can destroy you one-on-one. Kvaratskhelia can dribble. Desiree can dribble. Dembele can dribble. If you bring on a Brakula, he can dribble. They are not afraid of taking on players. They are not afraid of taking on players. So it's not surprising that they would have those moments in the game. It's not surprising that they will have those moments in the game. If there was a Joao Neves header that Neuer had to parry out of the that Neuer had to parry out. That's not surprising. This is PSG. We know what they can do up front. I'm just saying that we also know what Arsenal can do up front. If Arsenal had done the same thing that PSG did, I promise the conversation will be different. That's different. The conversation will be different. It will be different. Don't shake your head. It's the truth. The conversation will be different because you have come here to say that you have come here to over time compliment Arsenal's ability to get the win, especially through set pieces.
True.
Not scored from in so many matches, right?
True.
However, and I still stand on it. If it were Arsenal that played that same game plan that PSG did, nobody is coming here to talk about beautiful football. Why did nobody talk? Okay, Mr. Mayowa, look at it. After the first leg that ended 5-4, everybody came out to say, "Oh, this is the final of the finals. 5-4, beautiful football, intensity, and whatnot."
True.
Nobody said a thing about that after the second leg. Not
True.
one person said beautiful football after the second leg.
True.
What changed? What changed? We are here gloating and glazing what's it called? Luis Enrique. But when Mikel Arteta does it, it's a different ballgame entirely. Why? I don't have issues with that. Looking forward to the finals, PSG versus Arsenal. I've said it before, and I'm saying it again. Arsenal will defeat PSG. And Arsenal will defeat PSG because of these reasons. Number one, this is a completely different Arsenal side. The Arsenal side that faced PSG in the second leg of last season's semi-final had Leandro Trossard as the striker. We had a Jacob Kivior as our centre back. Miles Lewis Kelly as our left back. What did you think was going to happen? Our bench was consisted of Butler Oyedeji, Zinchenko, academy players. Do you see what we have now? It's a totally different Arsenal side. A completely different Arsenal side. Beyond that, the ability of Arsenal to adapt to any team that they play with. Arsenal can literally play to the strength of any team. That's the truth. You watch them play against teams and you see the way they play. You can tell that this team can play to the strength of any team that they face.
Sure.
This is not taking away anything from PSG. Luis Enrique, he knows his onions. 2 finals back-to-back for PSG, the first time in their history, if I'm not mistaken. Gone in to ensure that they win it again for the second time. You don't get there by luck. You don't get there by luck. This is someone who knows his work and he knows what he needs to do to be able to win. Here's the way Arsenal will win. Once we are able to use Raya to beat the frontline press, I promise you we've won. We've won because I've said before, the defensive lineup of these teams, they are not as strong as Arsenal. They are not. Not Bayern, not PSG, not any other team in the world currently has the defensive lineup that Arsenal has. Not one of them.
You've not lost in over 14 games, so.
And And bear in mind that this is not the Arsenal that played in April. This is not the one that you come and say the same Arsenal that. No. Have you seen Saka recently? Have you seen Leandro Trossard recently? Did you watch the second leg of Gyökeres? Did you see the way Gyökeres played full 90 minutes and he ran to the very end?
Well, that's true.
That is the player that Marquinhos, Pacho, Mr. Mawa, I don't have issues. June the 1st, I mean May 31st.
May 31st
May
is
31st.
a Sunday.
May 31st is a Sunday. Oh, okay. June the 1st. Just line up. Because you must sing for me. I am the champion of Europe. Don't worry. I don't say much. That time is